Wanikisuk Wami Masipi Nachashayawunk. Good day, my Mashpee family. I am Brian Weeden, and I am a candidate for re-election to the Mashpee School Committee. Over the past 3 years, I've had the honor and privilege of representing you all, our families and children, on the Mashpee School Committee. If elected to the school committee, I would like to address the many issues that we face on a daily basis. It seems like we need to find people sometimes to run for elected office. We're begging people, or sometimes we have uncontested races. 3 years ago, we couldn't find people to run, and I was willing to step up at that time. And if reelected, I will continue to give this my all and serve you, our Mashpee families and community. We also had a time where there was a lot of issues going on in the public schools, and I understand that transparency is important to us all. I want to speak to you, the voters who are undecided in this election. I want you to know that you can have your faith and your trust in us and know that we are doing our best to make sure that we can work towards a brighter future for not just our families, but for our whole community as a whole. Outreach is important for us when we have to talk about all the issues that we're dealing with, from mental health, behavioral issues. The pandemic, COVID-19, played a very big impact on the education of our young people. In fact, we're seeing a lot of issues now in this area, and that's why we need to invest as a school committee and as a community in programming to address this. And I believe that the answer lies within our young people. We need to stop relying on other people to make decisions for our young people, as the young people have the answers that we're seeking. It's important that young people are heard throughout the process and are at the table whenever decisions are made on their behalf. We pride ourselves in being a connected community here in Mashpee. In fact, we've been here for over 12,000 years as the Wampanoag people, and we welcomed the people over 12,000 years ago to our lands, and we still today welcome people as we call this place our home, and we share it with each and every one of you. When we talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's also important to remember the sense of belonging. When we talk about having a connected community, I believe it's important that we all belong and have that sense of belonging in this space. The Mashpee school system received the National School Board Association MAGA Award for their partnership with the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe. We are proud of this partnership, and I believe that we can continue this partnership by having representation on any and all levels when it comes to tribal matters. When I looked at our elected officials, our committees, commissions, it seems like we're lacking a lot of diversity. And as a minority, I would hope that I would earn your trust to continue this work as we begin to scratch the surface on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. The schools seem to be the only ones doing this work at this time. You have to ask yourselves, well, why is that? We talk about being a connected community, but recently we've seen hate attacks and things happening in our community that suggest otherwise. We must remember our new beautiful town seal, as that should be our vision for a connected community as we greet each new day together. I'm not going to be a typical politician and tell you what you want to hear. We all know that the big decision before us is the selection of the next superintendent that will lead our Mashpee Public Schools. I think this is important that this approach is a community approach, because the community is the one who ultimately should have a decision and a voice throughout this process from the beginning to the end, both young and old. All stakeholders should be part of this as we all share this decision, and it is not something that we can take lightly. I need to hear from the community on what are the qualifications, what are the things that we're looking for in your next superintendent. We need to support our newly established Student Advisory Committee, as well as some of our other amazing organizations and extracurricular activities in our public schools. We also need to work on the No Place for Hate initiatives. As a Mashpee High School graduate, I'm proud to say that we were the first class that helped bring No Place to Hate to the Mashpee school systems. It's amazing to see all of the great work that all of our young students are doing in the No Place for Hate initiatives. In my current role on the school committee, I also advocate for professional development days for not only all of our staff and faculty, but also for our volunteers and coaches. A lot of the times, the issues that we see are happening outside of the classrooms and are happening in the extracurricular activity spaces. It's important that anyone and everyone that works with our students has the same tools to help our students and to make sure that they can help them be successful young adults. COVID-19 has created many challenges, environment and changes through the course of students' education. An increase in programming would be essential to make sure that we can combat the mental health and behavioral issues that we're seeing today. We have lived in this place in harmony for more than 12,000 years. I'm not here to argue with anyone and wants what is best for us as a collective group in a community. No one person is more important or special than anyone else. I believe in a grassroots campaign and have decided not to invest money or financial resources in this. If you would kindly like to make a donation, I would ask that you donate to our student organizations or the students directly. I also would like to say that in the past, I'm sure people will try to bring up other people's issues and will try to sling mud throughout this election cycle. I'm here to let you know that I take full responsibility for my actions, and as a leader and adult, I stand firmly before you to say I am willing to accept my consequences and make sure that I put my best efforts forward. Regardless of what has happened in the past, I believe we need to look towards the future, and I would respectfully ask that you consider who is the best candidate, not just right now, but who is the best candidate moving forward to make sure that they represent you, our community, our students and family, as you are the reason we should all be here in seeking this position. I would humbly ask for your love, your support, and your trust, and would humbly ask that you re-elect me to the Mashpee Public School Committee. Katabatash, thank you.